I lean in to my resistance. If there's something that makes you feel uncomfortable, lean into it and question it. Become more curious, like you have a sense of wonder about it. Why am I resisting this? There's a saying, and the saying is, what you resist persists. So if there's something that you resist or there's resistance for it, whatever it is, it's going to start taking your energy away. This is episode 125. I am so happy that you're here, and thank you for joining my show, your coach, Helen Yuskovic. I am on a worldwide mission to help people get confident in putting themselves first, because I used to put myself second my whole life. And because of that, I experienced every unhealthy relationship possible. An unhealthy relationship with myself, my health, my wealth, my intimate relationships, my family, my friends, and my career. I'm now living in an abundance that I used to just dream about. So I want to pave the way for you too. It's time, guys. It's time that you live in the life of your dreams as well. So let's take a step towards that right now. P.S. Subscribe to my podcast on your app now so that you always tune in to my new episodes. Hey, lovers. It is our micro mindful moment time. So this is a really great opportunity for you as well to reflect on the week that was. I find this such a powerful thing to do because we can just forget things that happen and how life just passes. And sometimes there's moments that we can cherish, moments that we can learn from, moments that make us change, whatever it is. And I'll go through my 6 key things that I love to reflect on, and you feel free to do it with me. So the first thing that I'd love to talk about, what I learned last week. What I learned last week is that sometimes you just have to dive in and take a risk to achieve your goals. Sometimes we can get into our head. And getting into our head is what can stop us from moving forward. And something that I did last week after I had a catch up with a friend is I just booked a ticket to move myself out of my environment to come to where I am actually today, up at the Sunshine Coast here in Queensland, to be in a new environment, have a new headspace, and just to see if, relocating is something that will be really beneficial for me. And I didn't think about it. I literally just dove in because I was procrastinating about it. So if this is you, if you feel like you're procrastinating something and there's something that's just etching that you really want to do, just do it. Bite the bullet, fight the fear. Don't worry about anything else. Just do it, and then everything else will fall into place. I remember after I booked the flights, I told my team and I was like, okay, so this is what I did. And then we just made it all work. We changed things, amended things, and no one died, guys. Not one person died. Everyone is alive and healthy and well and thriving. So, yeah, sometimes when we get too much in our heads. Next, a beautiful moment last week. I caught up with a friend and it was in the morning, mid-morning I'd say, and it was such a beautiful moment where we met in her apartment and we cooked breakfast together while we were catching up, laughing, having fun, learning how to cook eggs properly, setting up a beautiful table with a really nice space and just having a really, really soulful chat and catch up. And that was just a moment that I treasure so much because I had a bit of a funky start to the year with like the road trip from hell. And it's just really beautiful to know that, you know what, I have amazing, beautiful, soulful friends around me. And I cherish every single second that I have with these people. 3, a podcast or a book that I recommend. So I love personal growth and improving and growing. And that's why this point here is really special to me. The one that I'd love to recommend today is a podcast, and it's called the Marketing Muscle Up Show with Richard Tuturgi, who I work for, and we help fitness and wellness businesses with their marketing so that they can keep growing as a business. And we're really passionate about it. And I used to be a student of Richard, and after being in his program for like 4 years, he reached out and asked if I'd like to be a coach in his business. And I just was like, yes, of course I would. I would love to help other people thrive in their business, especially in their fitness and wellness business, because that's what I did. So his podcast has so many amazing golden nuggets of wisdom when it comes to marketing for a health and fitness wellness business. So go check it out. What to improve this week? For me, I don't know if you guys are like me, but when I go somewhere else out of my environment, things like are out of routine. And what I've noticed is that when I get out of routine, things like my healthy habits can just like fall away. And the thing that I want to improve this week is drinking enough water. So that is something that, I don't know, moving away from my environment, I just wasn't upkeeping my water. I don't have my water bottle. So that's a big thing. And yeah, drinking enough water. I was dehydrated for quite a few days and I was like, man, just get a water, Helen. So I am stocked up now with water. And this is what I want to improve this week. I want to try to get at least 2 liters of water every day. Next, a tip, hack, strategy for this week. Ask. That's my tip for the week. If you have a problem, ask someone for help. I have a friend and she is looking for a place to move into because they are getting kicked out of where they're currently renting. Yeah, I was going to tell her to ask someone or put it out on your Facebook or on your social media because you just don't know who might be able to help you. And she did ask someone. She was having a conversation and then that person ended up knowing a real estate agent who was then able to try to help her. And that wouldn't have happened without asking because, you know, people don't know what you're going through. People have no idea of the crisis that you might be having, how you might be feeling in your head. So, yeah, if ever you feel like something is just not going right and you don't have all the answers, which we don't, just ask. I ask all the time now. So if there's anything I need, I'll always go to my networks and just let them know what's going on. Do you know anyone? Do you know how I can go about this? Or whatever it is that I need to ask. Don't ever be afraid. Now, lastly, my affirmation for the week is one that I would love for all of you to carry with you, and that is I lean in to my resistance. If there's something that makes you feel uncomfortable, lean into it and question it. Become more curious, like you have a sense of wonder about it. Why am I resisting this? There's a saying, and the saying is, what you resist persists. So if there's something that you resist or there's resistance for it, whatever it is, it's going to start taking your energy away. And that's why I wanted this affirmation for you for this week and for myself. I lean into my resistance so that way you can sort of let it go, release it, find a way forward to move through. Because remember, this saying just has stuck with me for so many years. What you resist persists, whether that's in a relationship, whether that's with friendships, with money, with your wealth, with your career, with your mindset, with whatever it is, really, anything that you resist. You know, there's this constant energy that's pulling you in different directions. And then that energy that you have for that resistance can be put to better use for something else. And that is it, guys. I lean into my resistance. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. One way to do that, do exercises that push you. Like what I did this week, a Bikram yoga class. I accidentally walked into a Bikram yoga class, guys. I was so shocked because I walked in. I thought it was just a normal hot yoga class. I rocked up and the guy said, yeah, it's just hot yoga, because he asked if I had practiced before. And I said, yep, many, many years, decades. And he said, well, this is just the Bikram yoga sequence. Just the Bikram yoga sequence. I don't know if you've done Bikram yoga before, but where I am, it is hot. It is humid. And the last thing I wanted to do was the Bikram yoga sequence because it's very intense. So in about 2 minutes of being in that room, I was sweating, dripping, and just 10 minutes into class, I was like, oh my gosh, how am I going to survive this class? And it was a big test of my will, my patience, and my mindset. So I had to keep shifting my mindset. Stay growth, Helen, stay growth. Don't close off into a negative mindset. This will pass. This too shall pass. It's okay. Lean into your resistance. Everything will be fine. And I just kept remembering, time passes. Time always passes. The worst thing that'll happen if I complete this yoga class is I will become more resilient, I will become stronger, and I will sharpen my mind. Needless to say, I completed the class. I was so thankful and grateful that it finished. I walked out and I was like, OMG, I was just pooped. So this was at 6 a.m, guys, and I just felt like I conquered my pain early on in the morning, and I just felt like I could do anything now for the rest of the day. And that's the beauty of doing things in the morning and a morning ritual. But anyway, I'll leave it there. If you have any feedback on this episode or anything that you'd love to share, please go to my Instagram. I'd love to talk with you, chat with you. Let me know what resonated with you, and I'll talk to you guys next week. Bye for now. Thank you times infinity for spending time with me. It really means a lot. Putting yourself first will really help escalate your goals, your dreams, and I love being on the journey with you. So make sure you come and tell me on my Instagram at Whole Health, which is HOL_health, and comment below this podcast photo to share your thoughts on my show today. And if you enjoyed it, please leave me a 5-star review on iTunes or Spotify so that I can keep bringing amazing value to you. I'm sending you truckloads of love, power, and joy. Bye for now.